This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. November is Men's Health Awareness Month, so Talkspace wants guys to know that being prepared for life's biggest challenges and opportunities means prioritizing mental health, too. Talkspace can help you go beyond fine-tuned workouts, supplements, and productivity hacks. Talkspace can help you fine-tune your inner life so you can succeed in being the best version of yourself in any situation. And with Talkspace, you can get therapy from anywhere and on your time. You can even text your therapist between sessions. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace takes most insurance, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Men's Health Awareness Month is the perfect time to reach out to Talkspace. Now, get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com and save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, promo code SPACE80.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A lot of football here. Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday stuff, Week 13 overall. Fantasy football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian makes his weekly appearance here. One day early, obviously, because of the holiday tomorrow, and he joins us on the Progressive guest line. Charch, happy Thanksgiving, pal. Good to see you again. How are you?
Good to see you too. We're debating the merits of doing the deep fried turkey because everybody loves the deep fried turkey. Have you guys ever tried that?
It lived up to the hype. Yes.
It's good. The problem with the deep fried turkey that I've done it one time, the problem I ended up with is you got to use like 5 gallons of the the grease shortening, whatever, right? And 5 gallons of that. Then what do you do with that? And we made it. It tasted pretty good, but then I got this bucket of grease, and I'm like, okay, what do I do with the bucket of grease? And I'm going to say this now, and I probably shouldn't admit it, but I believe I believe now it's been an appropriate number of years where I can't actually be prosecuted for it.
Oh boy.
I couldn't figure out what to do with this grease. I got all this grease. It's hot. I poured it down the city drain, the grate outside.
I was going to say, did you dump it down like the street? Is that what you did? Yeah,
I did. I put it down the grate. Yep.
Honestly,
I don't feel good about that. I needed to get this off my chest years later.
Good job. All right.
Yeah.
Every man for himself.
Nothing bad came as a result. The pipes weren't destroyed.
No, but
like
I was nervous about. I was nervous about the neighbors calling the cops, so I waited until it went after dark. And,
very slick,
so
this guy.
I did it then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
strong.
Thank you. Yeah, very shady.
All right. Yeah. Let's begin here. In one of my several fantasy football leagues, having a good year. I think I'm the highest scoring team in this particular league. That team also has Justin Jefferson. I got to tell you, I don't think I can play him at this point this week or maybe even for the rest of the year. Your thoughts overall on him and the entire situation going on with the Vikings?
All right, so let's start with McCarthy because this is really a McCarthy conversation for starters. What a disaster this has turned out to be. And I'm a Vikings fan. The frustrating things through 6 starts is he's not improving. Remember, J.J. McCarthy was the offensive player of the week in week 1 and has slowly gotten worse, regressing. He has not shown NFL traits. So you look at other slow starters that have turned out well, like Josh Allen. They had early obvious traits that you went, aha, if we can expand on that, like Josh Allen, the downfield arm, the velocity on his throws. There were a lot of things you go, okay, we got a lot to fix with Josh Allen, but if it all comes together, there are these NFL caliber traits that Josh Allen's got. We don't see those with J.J. McCarthy, despite the fact that he is surrounded by the same players and coaches that were fantastic with Sam Darnold last year. And so it's not so much surrounding talent as it is just really on J.J. McCarthy. So we're 6 starts in on McCarthy. He is statistically neck and neck with Jamarcus Russell for the worst start to a career for a first-round quarterback ever. Russell actually better than McCarthy in yards, passer rating, sacks absorbed, and he's got half as many interceptions as J.J. McCarthy. Oh. He is on a Jamarcus Russell level tangent through 6 games.
Unbelievable. You can't.
It is unbelievable. Yeah, so, where does that leave us? We've got rookie undrafted quarterback Max Brosmer, Minnesota Golden Gopher via New Hampshire. is your starter for the Vikings against Seattle. Seattle is obviously a great defense. And for Justin Jefferson specifically, Mitch, over the last 5 weeks, Seattle allowing the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. In the last month of play against Seattle, only Puka Nacua has topped 44 yards. And even Puka Nacua got held to a scoreless 75 yards. Devontae Adams, 1 catch. Marvin Harrison, 3 catches. This is a great Seattle defense, and Max Brosmer, undrafted rookie's got to try to go against him to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. And even if he sends a lot of balls to Jefferson's way, which I would do if I were Max Brosmer, it doesn't mean they're good throws. So, or downfield throws. Mm-hmm. At this point, I have Justin Jefferson as wide receiver 30. So you may very well have better options than Justin Jefferson. It's come to this in Minnesota.
Yep, it has come to this. That's incredible. Great numbers as always. So what do we do now with Harrison likely coming back and what Michael Wilson's done the last 2 games?
Yeah, Michael Wilson's amazing. What a great story this has turned out to be. So Harrison gets the appendicitis attack. He's out for 2 games. Here's what Michael Wilson's done. This is the Arizona Cardinals wide receiver. 2 game totals. 33 targets, 25 catches, 303 yards. I mean, needless to say, this blows away anything Michael Wilson had ever done before, but it also blows away any 2 game total of Marvin Harrison's career. Heck, Marvin Harrison had never posted back-to-back 100-yard games. In fact, he's only ever had 2 100-yard games in his entire career. And here's Michael Wilson with 2 of them back-to-back. It's not just volume. I mean, Wilson looks good. He's got a big body. He's got some moves. Yesterday, offensive coordinator Drew Petzing said, we've got to elevate Wilson in the progression reads, even after Marvin Harrison returns, which he might this week. So it looks to me like Arizona's going to continue to throw Jacoby Brissett's arm out of socket. I mean, that's their whole offense right now, is all passing with Jacoby Brissett, who looks pretty good, by the way. And if they got to go back and forth with a pretty good Tampa offense, regardless of Baker Mayfield plays or not, I can see Brissett throwing a lot, and Michael Wilson remains very fantasy viable as long as they keep going with this. I loved what I've seen, honestly. There's a real scenario where the end of the year we're looking back going, yeah, Michael Wilson is the number 1 receiver on this team.
Wow. Okay. How important is it, if he's still available right now, to go out and pick up Saints running back Devin Neal?
Yeah, this is the fantasy pickup of the week right here for sure. So to this point, it's been a brutal season for Kamara. He's been bad. He has 1 touchdown. We're heading into week 13. Alvin Kamara's played every game. He has scored 1 time. He's averaging a career worst 3.5 yards per carry. He has not hit 100 yards in a single game. And now he's got the MCL injury. Did not practice today. I don't believe he's going to play this weekend. May not play past that. And even if he's available, Devin Neal might be your new starter. After Alvin Kamara went out last week, Neal played 90% of the snaps. And Neal, who was a very accomplished receiver at Kansas, he was basically their whole offense. He had 7 targets last week, and he only came in the second quarter. He had 7 targets in this game. Alvin Kamara hadn't had 7 targets in 22 weeks of NFL play.
Wow. So
they were very willing to throw the ball to Devin Neal. And he's super slippery. He broke 4 tackles last week. That's a great number. Saints have the easiest remaining schedule against the run in the entire league, and it starts this Sunday against Miami. So it's Devin Neal against the Dolphins. Miami is bottom 10 in running back receptions allowed, running back receiving yards allowed, rushing yards allowed, and yards per carry. He is poised. Devin Neal's poised to have the best game of any Saints runner this year, including Alvin Kamara, and it could start right here. I like this spot for him.
Okay, a lot going on in the 49er game. What do you want to advise with Cleveland players with Sanders in and the year that McCaffrey's having, that you can't have faith in Purdy with the interceptions or throw anything down the field? McCaffrey had 24 carries, and he also had 7 receptions in the Monday night game.
I don't know what they're doing with McCaffrey. I'll be honest. I mean, McCaffrey's obviously great. He's the poster boy for soft tissue injuries, and they are absolutely running him into the ground. I mean, the 49ers want to believe that they're playoff bound. And I look, who am I to say that they should use him less? But I think they should use him less and try to conserve what they've got going with him, because it is what they're doing. They're playing a dangerous game with his health. And Brian Robinson's a nice back, but he's no Christian McCaffrey. That is for sure. So, yeah, in this game, Brock Purdy's obviously lost a lot of confidence from a lot of different people. Had the terrible first half last year and just sort of, managed his way through the second half of last week's game. Then you've got a Browns defense that's extremely good against the run. And this could be a problem for Christian McCaffrey, potentially. Almost no runners have success against the Browns. Teams tend to go to the pass more often. But again, how comfortable you are throwing the ball with Brock Purdy. The other storyline that isn't talked about enough, I think, if you ask me about the 49ers passing attack, and there's been plenty of things to nitpick about, but one of them that we were waiting for all the injuries to come back for the 49ers and for players to return, that's starting to happen. The guy that's not helping us at all is Ricky Pearsall.
Yep.
I mean, Pearsall's been back and doing virtually nothing. They needed a lot more play out of him than they've been getting. And, maybe that time is going to come, but yeah. You saw what happened to Juwan Jennings in that game, right?
We did.
Yes.
Yeah. Something that.
What's worse?
Oh, no. Here we go.
What's worse? Getting spit on by Jamar Chase or getting punched in the junk like Juwan Jennings had to endure?
Not close. The latter. Can't do that. It was an uppercut, too.
It's way worse.
The guy uppercut he got.
It was.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely. You see, Jennings got lifted off the ground from that punch.
Yeah.
Lifted off the ground.
I think spitting in another man's face there is basically the lowest form of human life, though, and there's maybe nothing more insulting. Although getting punched there certainly hurts worse.
It hurts worse, but who looks worse at the end of that? I mean, I don't know. I think, you look like the grade A ass.
Yeah, no, you're right.
For doling out that punishment.
More with Charge coming up next. He loves a prop tomorrow. Find out what it is next.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. November is Men's Health Awareness Month, so Talkspace wants guys to know that being prepared for life's biggest challenges and opportunities means prioritizing mental health, too. Talkspace can help you go beyond fine-tuned workouts, supplements, and productivity hacks. Talkspace can help you fine-tune your inner life so you can succeed in being the best version of yourself in any situation. And with Talkspace, you can get therapy from anywhere and on your time. You can even text your therapist between sessions. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace takes most insurance, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Men's Health Awareness Month is the perfect time to reach out to Talkspace. Now, get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com and save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, promo code SPACE80.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board here on Thanksgiving Eve. Happy holiday week. We start this hour talking hardcore National Football League. It doesn't get any better than our next guest, Wednesdays with Vito's son, the great Sal Paolantonio on the program. Happy Thanksgiving, Sal. How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving, Mitch and Paulie. I'm thankful, very thankful, to be on Follow the Money every Wednesday during the football season. It's so funny. I'm in Dallas last week, right? And I get off the plane at DFW, and a guy comes up to me and he goes, I listen to you all the time on VSiN. I'm Mitch and Paulie. I Follow the Money. I don't know this guy from Adam. He comes up out of nowhere, coming out of the men's room. Coming out of the men's room.
Absolutely.
That's a comfortable spot there,
Absolutely.
right out of the men's room. Hey, can I shake your hand, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, that's
sure.
great to hear.
No, we're not shaking hands. I can tell you that. But we did take a selfie, so I said you better tag Mitch and Paulie. So.
Yeah. Very cool to hear. Let's begin with this, man. Now, the game is 2 days away. It's going to be in the second half at this time on Friday. Eagles-Bears. I'm looking at the latest injury report with your team, the champs here. Lane Johnson did not practice. Devontae Smith, back-to-back days, did not practice. Blankenship, Dickerson, Barkley, others limited or did not practice. What are we talking about here in terms of guys who could be compromised and or miss in this game?
Well, let's start with Lane Johnson. Be shocked if he plays. I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play. Devontae Smith is a maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. Barkley, I would say he's on track to play. That's as far as I'll go. Dickerson on track to play. Out, Andrew Makuba. Out, Adoree Jackson. Probably not going to play. I mean, half the secondary. Probably not going to play. I mean, you're going to have a real team defense against this Bears offense. You know, they're very good in a lot of areas, the Bears on offense. Play action pass, second best to Matthew Stafford, and the Eagles have had problems with play action pass. And, you know, they also have problems with mobile quarterbacks who can get outside the pocket and throw and run and throw on the run. And that's Caleb Williams' game. This is a game where the Eagles don't match up well against the Bears. But the Eagles, in the Nick Sirianni era, for the most part, have been very good at bouncing back. However, 7's a big number.
Mm-hmm.
A 7-point spread in this game with all the injuries the Eagles have on defense, and the fact that the Eagles did not score for 41 points on Sunday in Dallas. 41 minutes. 41 minutes they didn't score in Dallas. Most expensive offense in the NFL has the most 3-and-outs and didn't score for 41 minutes.
Embarrassing. Cannot happen. Barkley, 10 carries, 22 yards. It's enough already. Yeah. And the other thing I have to ask you, no, they should never throw the ball 3rd and 2, and it makes me question what they think about the tush push. Because between the penalties and it failed back-to-back plays against Detroit, I mean, you're at midfield, it's 3rd and 2, you shouldn't throw the ball. And he got sacked, and then they had to punt.
It's 4-down territory. It's 4-down territory. You run the ball, and then you run it again, or you tush push. There's no way you're dropping back to pass. They had problems blocking Quinnen Williams that entire game. And the rush was coming straight up the middle. No, I 100% agree with you. And there's also no way you try a 56-yard field goal. You're up 21-14.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the 38. You missed the field goal. You put the Cowboys on the 46. Instead of punting it and pinning them deep in their territory, you try a field goal. Jake Elliott had not made a field goal over 50 yards since week 2. Missed one against the Giants. Had 2 in week 2, but they hadn't tried one since week 2. So you're asking a guy who's gone 9 weeks without trying a field goal over 50 yards to make one in a critical situation when you could have, I asked Nick Sirianni at the press conference. I was in Dallas, and I asked him one of the questions. I said, why did you try the field goal there? And he said, I have faith in my field goal kicker. It's not time for faith. It's time for field position. Mm-hmm. I choose field position over faith. I'm old school that way. I believe in the Bill Parcells theory. Field position and time of possession and turnovers usually decide a game. You lose more games than you win in the National Football League. And 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter. You never see that out of the Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
I think that was definitely an aberration. But I think because of the issues in the secondary and because the Bears can score, they can move the ball. I think the Eagles this is a close game. Close game.
So it sounds to me as if you would consider this a losable game for Philadelphia.
No, I would not say it's a losable game. I would say it's a winnable game for Philadelphia. I would not say it's a losable game. I would say the Eagles are going to win, but it's going to be close. But there are a number of home dogs that I like a lot this week. Steelers, like the Steelers against the Bills with the points, 100%.
Okay.
I've seen the Steelers play well at home. Their pass rush against Indianapolis, I predicted that. And the Bills have had trouble handling good pass rushes off the edge. And I think the Steelers are going to give Josh Allen and that pass protection of the Bills big, big problems.
Okay. Well, then how about the team that you just saw this past Sunday as a home dog tomorrow, now catching 3.5 at several books, Cowboys against the Chiefs?
boy, oh boy, I love the Cowboys in this game.
Wow.
I really do. That was my second one.
Why?
That's I'm telling you, I like the Cowboys the way they're playing. They have some mismatches. They have some players who create one-on-one mismatches now with Clark, Quinnen Williams up front, and George Pickens. You know, when they decide to go bombs away to George Pickens, which Dak Prescott did, they're very, very difficult to defend. Dak Prescott throws a very sharp, accurate, deep ball. And they got Pickens and Lamb going up and getting those deep balls. Lamb had a couple of drops, but he had a really good deep ball where he fought down near the goal line and caught it and fell on his back. And, of course, Pickens was a nightmare for the Eagles secondary. Mm-hmm. I like the Cowboys with the points in this game. I really do. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys stole that game from the Chiefs.
Do you like Sanders and the Browns catching a touchdown, or now it's come down 6 against San Francisco?
Yeah, it's come down because people are definitely buying Cleveland. They definitely are. Now, San Francisco, offensively, with Purdy, they've been locked in, except those 3 interceptions. I mean,
terrible.
Terrible. I don't like Cleveland to win the game, but I like Cleveland with the touchdown, 100%.
Okay.
The other one is Carolina.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. Now they're banged up in their secondary, Carolina, but they are relentless and violent on defense. They are. And if the kid doesn't turn it over at quarterback, they'll be in that game. They will definitely be in that game.
Well, we know what you're up to tomorrow. There was a great article in the Wall Street Journal about the rules of backyard football. And rule number 1 was if they call the ambulance, game over. But we know you are the quarterback. Are there any rules for your backyard football game?
Automatic quarterback. Uh-huh. Number 1 rule, don't touch Papa.
You can, yeah. Don't mess with the face or the hair. It's your livelihood. Come on.
Don't mess with Papa. Don't. He's the meal ticket. Absolutely. But, you know, of course, when we're in the basement on the rug, the big screen TV, and we got the Nerf football going, then, you know, all bets are off. You're blitzing Papa. And, you know, it's dog pile on the rabbit at that point.
I hope you throw a lot of touchdowns. I hope you have a great spread. Start out with the meatballs, and they go to the turkey, and you have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we start out with the lasagna, absolutely. Uh-huh. And then the turkey and the gravy and the stuffing come. And I'm a big pie guy. I got to have, you know, I look forward to I make sure I save room for pies. Got to have the apple, the cherry, the coconut custard. And then the cannoli.
Oh my God!
We're watching a late game with a couple of cannolis and a little pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Sure.
That's how it has to go for sure. All right, Sal Pell, you're the best. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you as always.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful to be on your show. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
We love you. That's great.
Same here.
Phenomenal. Boy, where does it go? You start with lasagna, then you wait, then the turkey, then you got all the pie, and then the cannolis, and we'll probably get after it probably 11 in the morning, it sounds like.
I think you got to start that's the latest, I would think.
I mean, lasagna, that's heavy.
Yeah, that's enough to put me on the couch for like 3 hours on its own.
I'm going to pass out with the tryptophan.
How do you go from lasagna, like meatballs, and then you go into turkey, potatoes,
stuffing,
gravy, stuffing?
Yeah, no shot.
Oh, no man. Shot. I mean, it sounds amazing, but...
That's a chestnut meal. And then you close it with the cannoli. He's probably got gabagool and some other stuff there, too, knowing him.
Boy, was he strong on Dallas.
Yeah. Matchup issues. Check that article out, by the way, for everyone. I know Pat Forty does it, too. The backyard football on Thanksgiving. It's a good article in the Wall Street Journal about the rules that you have to have. What goes, what you can't do, all that. You can't get someone hurt. Forget it.
All right, last-minute Thanksgiving dinner advice. My wife's going to join us. Lorraine Moss, longtime chef, food writer, joins the show. Also still alive and Circa Survivor, believe it or not. And we'll get all that from her coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Rolling along here on a busy Thanksgiving Eve as the Maestro joins the program. Now Mike Palm is the VP of Circle Las Vegas, the D, and also the Golden Gate, that is. Happy Turkey Day, pal. How are you?
Mitch, Paul, it's nice to see you. Michael, get your coat. You know, it's one thing making me follow Sal Pal. Now I got to follow Chef Lorraine. I mean, this is impossible.
We're really setting you up here to
You
fail
are.
this week.
Hey, Mike.
We got a mixologist next.
We apologize in advance. Let's put this PSA out there for anybody maybe listening to the program still alive in Circus Survivor who may not recognize the deadline.
So the deadline for this 4-game window, that is the 3 Thanksgiving Day games and the Black Friday game, is 10 p.m. Pacific time tonight. So 1 Eastern, midnight Central, 11 Mountain, and 10 Pacific, 8 Hawaiian. Anyhow, Mitch, you asked a great question. You said through the years, the great Kenny Rogers song, through the years, how many people in Survivor have had no picked?
This week.
No picked into Thanksgiving. 2 of 207 the first year. Then in year 2 and 3, nobody. 134 and 74 were remaining. 2 years ago, 1 out of 372. And then last year, none of 54.
So it has happened.
Three out of basically 800 have missed on Thanksgiving. I think we've gone, a month without a no pick? And
I'm
shocked. It's been pretty solid.
I was going to say, put a price on somebody forgetting to put their entry in tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really long because such a big deal is made out of it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're tweeting about it. They're doing all kind of social things.
I think it'll happen.
It's been
Do
mentioned.
you think it will?
I'd go
Because of how big the field is?
What price do you need? What price? Now there's 900. So that's much bigger. That's I guess that's the combined of all the years, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you need to take? Plus what to make this bet that there will be a no pick? What price do I need to give you? Then you're taking yes, there will be a no pick. What do I need to give you? Do I need to give you 4 to 1?
I'd take 3 to 1.
I'll take 4 or 5 to 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'll
would
take Paul's price is better
No,
for me. I'll give you 3 to 1.
You will.
Well, he wants 4 or 5 to 1.
Come on.
I'll just bid down to get me to take the bet, but 3 to 1. I'll give you 3 to 1, Paul.
Okay.
All right?
Very good.
Dinner at Barry's for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
You win, you'll get 3 portions. There'll be 1 adult size.
We've had some issues. I know.
They're giving them today. They're lining up already. 3 o'clock. They're lined up already, picking up the orders.
No need to cook.
Yep.
No need to cook.
No
Pick
need
it
to
out,
cook.
a piece of cake.
No
Absolutely.
need to cook.
His number was 4.5 teams used. I mean, I think you have to up that because that's going to be heavily juiced based on what we've seen every single week. 14 teams were used last week. I say it's going to be 6. The more you think about it and you see people, I couldn't believe a Kansas City pick last week. I couldn't believe an Atlanta pick. I say Green Bay, Dallas, Detroit, KC, Baltimore, and Philly all will be used. What say you, Maestro?
Green Bay, Dallas. Yeah, I think Detroit and Green Bay both get used, and I think Kansas City and Dallas both get used. And
will it happen?
I think somebody takes Bears trying to win it all right
So do
now.
I. So do I.
So I think so. I think maybe 7. Maybe you set the number 6.5.
Everyone but
I go over
Cincinnati.
5.5. I go over 5.5. Everybody but Cincinnati.
I'm fairly convinced somebody's
Yeah.
going to take Chicago.
I'm fairly convinced as well.
Yep.
If you've watched this Eagles offense for a month, you could make an
that's true.
argument.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know the injuries as well. Okay.
And
What?
my God, I think that's probably the more accurate number. Because the only team that you can't make a case for, I think, at all would be Cincinnati.
If you've saved
Concur.
Kansas City, Mitch, I'm just throwing this out there
Right.
to you. If you've saved Kansas City, do you feel more comfortable rolling the dice at Dallas or saving them home to Denver on Christmas? If you've saved Kansas City for these holiday window.
God, good question. I would say tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
How about this? I'd want to save them for Week 16 against Tennessee.
Are they at home?
That's
I believe so.
That's the Sunday before Christmas, right?
Yep.
Sunday
bad.
before Christmas. They're at Tennessee.
Are they on the road for
I
that
just
one?
looked at the game. I just looked at it. Where else might you use if you decide not to use them on either holiday if you still have them?
It doesn't matter where that game's played.
It doesn't. You would use them there if you're not going to use them for the holidays.
Yeah, right.
Now, if you don't use them and you get through, I mean, you'd like to have multiple teams on Christmas, right? Just in
No doubt.
case.
Oh, yeah. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're so big. These people have 4, 5, 6, 7 that are left.
There's
Because
a
Christmas is a nightmare.
yeah.
Daniels will be back. Cowboys
Still
on the road.
Is it
They have
still a
Detroit.
10 and a 6, right? A 10?
No, he's down to 7.
Oh, yeah, he lost 3. He
Three
lost
on the
3.
Raiders.
3 on the Raiders, so
Yes.
7 and a 6.
Correct.
Mitch, you were very coy. You were very secretive last week. You didn't want to reveal when I asked you about. Did you end up using 49ers on your Survivor?
We used Green Bay against Minnesota.
Okay. All right.
So,
Are they still at 8 over there?
on that one, yes, I did use the Niners in that one.
Okay, and still at 8.
Yeah, and
And
so
here you used Green Bay.
I did. Yeah,
Tell them the story.
So, do you know what happened at the Westgate last week?
No, I don't know.
There's one person left with 2 entries.
Okay.
One of them was on Detroit. Think about how lucky he got
Yeah,
there.
very lucky.
The other game was a late game, afternoon window, and he went with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he looked good the whole way. He looked good the whole way.
The same
When
person.
Aubrey missed the kick, I said, "They're going to blow this too." I mean, what?
The same person had the Bears against the Giants 3 weeks ago, roughly 3 weeks ago, when the Bears had absolutely no business
4
winning the
minutes to
game.
go down 10.
Yeah.
In the blizzard. But they had Russell Wilson on their side.
Dart got hurt. Otherwise, there's no way it happens.
no way they lose that game.
The contest at that time would have been down to 3 people.
But at one point, Philadelphia had the ball up 21 at the end of the first
That's
half
true.
too.
True.
I think Dallas might have been longer than the Bears were at that point.
This guy's living right.
Yeah, they were 14-1. I know. I think that was the highest number that we saw in play.
Yeah.
Could have been an LA Jones situation too, where you put the wrong team in. You never know.
Right?
What are your thoughts on you know you're a Packer fan. What are your thoughts on Packers Lions? I'm very excited for this opening game. I think it's going to be a terrific football game.
So Paul Charchian an hour ago said he believes the Packers win the game with ease.
I love the Packers.
You love them.
Look at this Jordan Love, and I know you say with the wind blows 5 to 7 miles. But in weeks 12 through 17 in his career, he's thrown 28 touchdowns on 1 interception. This is his time of year. And we saw what they did 2 years ago when they went in there, they took the kick, and they just bullied them all over the field.
Well, I would also look at the Lions injury report. Oh, my God, they got a zillion guys who...
I hate the big revenge spot. That's the only thing that gives me a little pause is they got embarrassed week 1.
They did?
In Lambeau.
What if
got
it's
embarrassed? They looked terrible.
How about this? Is it possible, and that was only one game, is it possible the Packers defense is just a mismatch for the Lions offense?
It's very possible.
Yes. What Philly did on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Just he'll be in his face the whole game. Won't have time to throw.
Meanwhile, when this Philly defense is healthy, I think it's the best defense. Right up there with the Texans. By the way, I took a little sprinkle of the Texans to win the AFC this week.
Oh, the conference.
I finally got. Yeah, I don't like it. I think the teams in the NFC are all better than the best teams in the AFC. And it was 20 to 1 or 40 to 1. I think it should be more than double. So I'm late to the party. You could have got 30 to 1 a couple weeks ago, but I still think they're very dangerous, and I still think they're dangerous with Davis Mills.
So do I.
I don't think that they have to have Stroud back.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, they're better with Stroud.
What do you mean?
But
come on.
I don't think
Who's
it's
the
night and
best
day.
team, Clemson. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Come on.
But by the way, that total in the game against the Colts, 44.5, hasn't moved all week.
Nope.
The first bet I made in a Texans game, that defense is so good.
They're
You're
really
right. I think the AFC field this year is completely weak.
I saw at the Westgate the NFC is only a 1-point favorite.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Isn't that a great bet right now?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
They're going to be
totally
3 or
agree.
3.5 most likely. Could be more than that.
You want time for hockey here or carry it?
Whatever you'd like to do.
It's an incredible card tonight in
Yeah,
hockey.
they played one game last night so that they could have the big. But it was the immovable force against the irresistible force against the immovable object. The super Malinsky for Edmonton against the fakest of all aces, but the Malinsky was too much for them.
Yeah.
4-0.
Yeah.
First period.
4-0.
Vancouver, 11-1 overrun for the game.
Yeah.
Capitals, goal in the first 10, 12 in a row. Colorado, 15 of 17. Toronto was an over machine. The Islanders were an over machine early on. Anything on the card that you like in this deep card coming up?
This is a great card. I'm going to tell you, I like the under in the first period, Minnesota-Chicago, -105. Spencer Knight against Gustafson. But I'm more interested in this Minnesota team with this Jesper Volstead. This kid is unbelievable. Have you been following him, the backup goalie for the Wild?
Tell us about him.
They call him the Wall of St. Paul. I'm serious.
Well, I already like him after that nickname.
He's great, and I think he's making Gustafson play better to keep the number 1 spot here. The guy's been unbelievable. By the way, They had lost like 8 straight to Winnipeg. They went in there on Sunday and dominated that game. Minnesota looks good. Of course, they'll get hurt. They overpaid for, and the GM's a goof. But anyhow, I think the Stars are underpriced here. They're priced like it's a back-to-back, but they got to roll 4 lines out for 2 periods last night because that game was so far out of hand. Mm-hmm. I think they're still rested, and DeSmith's been playing good. I laid 125 with the Stars. And let's go with the better goaltender in Ullmark over Schmidt tonight. The Knights just don't have it. Plus 160 on Ottawa here at T-Mobile.
That's a pretty strong number.
Very good. Please tell me.
I thought it would be like plus 128, 130. It's a very strong number.
Did you play over at the end of the second intermission?
I did.
Dallas?
I did. Because it was all loosey. Nobody's going to take a hit. Nobody. Yeah.
All right, more with the Maestro coming up next. The KHL is pulling out all stops to keep up with the NHL. You cannot be serious. Next.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. November is Men's Health Awareness Month, so Talkspace wants guys to know that being prepared for life's biggest challenges and opportunities means prioritizing mental health, too. Talkspace can help you go beyond fine-tuned workouts, supplements, and productivity hacks. Talkspace can help you fine-tune your inner life so you can succeed in being the best version of yourself in any situation. And with Talkspace, you can get therapy from anywhere and on your time. You can even text your therapist between sessions. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace takes most insurance, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Men's Health Awareness Month is the perfect time to reach out to Talkspace. Now, get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com and save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, promo code SPACE80.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Today has been such a fun show. We're going to finish strong. In Pocket plays in 15 minutes, but right now, Chris the Bear Felica joins the program, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Bear, happy Thanksgiving. Good to talk to you again, my man. We appreciate that. What are you like at the house, assuming that you're at home, when you watch the committee show every week?
I'm sitting there on the couch, and my wife knows, and she looks over, and my head is down, and I'm just firing away, typing texts and tweets and whatever else. I was just joking with Paulie and break. Last night, basically broke me. My head just hurts with this whole process. It's like, okay, well, we got to get within 3 spots in order to really make the head-to-head matter. And oh no, we've really been comparing them all along. So okay, what is it? I think what we've all kind of not really joked about all is they're just making this up as they go along to fit whatever kind of narrative they want. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Miami still has to go out there and win at Pitt on Saturday in a game that, look, I mean, Pat Narduzzi joked a couple of weeks ago about how, we don't care about that. We can lose 100-13 or whatever the heck he said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
We win the next 2 games. So, what type of psychology does that you put your team in for that game against Notre Dame now knowing that, okay, we're taking the game against Miami seriously. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's a great point, because if they're going to say, well, Miami only beat Pitt by 10 and Notre Dame blew them out, the head coach said, I don't care if we lose 100-0 as long as we win the next 2 games. That's an actual quote. How about what you just tweeted out? And there seems to be an agenda here and brand name bias, although my comeback is Miami's great for college football. It was awesome when they dominated. Miami needs to be relevant, and I thought they got screwed last year. But you went to Miami and you're objective and you thought they didn't have a strong case last year, but certainly they do this year. But so 7 times last year, 2 teams that were these teams that were in the top 25 and had the same record and played one another, all 7 times they were ranked, the winner was ranked ahead of the loser. Now, why even Miami with a better resume and head-to-head down from Notre Dame, and it's a significant margin?
The worst thing that happened to Miami was the timing of their loss to SMU, an overtime loss on the road, which they blew a late lead to a team that's now ranked, just happened to coincide with the first week of the college football playoff rankings. And it was the worst possible time, and they were going to debut as low as they possibly could.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to me that you look at, every Notre Dame fan supporter, they want to talk about everything except for the game itself. And then it's okay. Well, what about Syracuse? What about Syracuse? Okay, well, What about the NC State game that it was 10-7 midway through the third quarter and Miami led 24-0 at halftime? What about your game at one-win BC team that was 12-10 with under a minute to go in the third quarter? Like that's one of the bigger fallacies. So like Notre Dame has just been ripping through people. Right. They didn't rip through NC State. They didn't rip through BC. And again, not that Navy with Horvath was going to beat Notre Dame, or not that Syracuse with someone other than a lacrosse player or quarterback was going to beat Notre Dame. But they did face backup quarterbacks in those games. So, I mean, certainly that helps. I wonder, deep inside my heart of hearts, I am really curious to see what's going to happen here. A scenario where, what if Miami does win at Pitt? Notre Dame will beat Stanford. You've got BYU likely losing again to Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. Alabama is going to be a toss-up game if they get to the SEC championship game. What happens then? You legitimately do have Miami and Notre Dame side by side.
Right.
And then the committee's basically going to have to be in that room and say, all of college football is going to be like, okay, we dare you now to do it in the final ranking. So we'll see what happens. But I think there are a lot of avenues still for some craziness to happen. If you look at last week, not a single top 15 team lost. This week, you've got a top 15 matchup, obviously, with Ohio State and Michigan. You've got 4 other top 15 teams away from home against a ranked team, and you've got 7 top 15 teams on the road against an unranked team. So a lot of opportunity here for some wild things to happen on Friday and Saturday.
What would you do with Ole Miss if they lose and Kiffin leaves?
I think if they lose, regardless of whether Kiffin's there or not, I think Ole Miss is out with the loss. You look at their resume, they've got the win against Oklahoma, and I get it, but there isn't a hell of a lot else there. And if you want to just use like eye test metric type stuff as well, their defense is the worst by far of any of these college football playoff contenders. So I think Ole Miss with the loss is out. So I would look and see what's the better price, Ole Miss to miss the playoff or Mississippi State on the money line. If you indeed do think Mississippi State is going to pull the upset, then I would look for that price and play accordingly. But I think this is a great live betting game because I think you're going to know early. Is all of the noise about Lane leaving, is that really going to affect his team and they're going to come out and lay an absolute egg, and no pun intended? Or are they going to come out and absolutely hammer Miss State? I think you'll know within the first couple of drives what way to go. So I would suggest paying attention here and live betting this one.
Great point. So obviously you haven't touched it yet, and that's going to be your plan of attack then on Fridays, so maybe just pay attention and get involved then. Were you part of the money on Washington against Oregon?
Yes, I am. I think that is the most likely spot for an upset, and I wouldn't have thought that a couple of weeks ago, but UW is such a better team at home than they are on the road. There are rumblings about now Jed Fish leaving and what happens with Damon Williams if he maybe goes in the portal. Could be maybe a contract drive type of game for him. But you look at Oregon, they are so beat up on the offensive line and the wide receiver room. Their offense, I think, is really going to struggle on Saturday up there in Seattle Husky Stadium. I do like UW. I'm going to have a little bit on the money line here on the Huskies as well.
Okay, so what happens then to the Ducks if they lose this game outright?
Well, that's an interesting thing because they kind of fall into that cluster. And one of the unnoticed, one it really wasn't unnoticed, one of the untalked about results of the ranking last night was Oregon flip-flopping with Ole Miss and Oregon going up to 6. Now it makes it a little bit more difficult to drop the Ducks completely out of the playoff. And what are you going to do? If Ohio State does beat Michigan, you're going to have 2 Big Ten teams in the playoff. I mean, Tony Petitti in the Big Ten would absolutely flip out if that was the case. But again, you look at Oregon, like it would be the same thing. Their best win would be the same best win as Notre Dame has against USC, both on their home field. I think Oregon won the game a little bit more convincingly. But other than that, I mean, Oregon's got the road win at Penn State, which the committee said still looked good. They got the road win against Iowa, who's kind of fallen off since they played that game. I think Oregon, metrically, again, top 5 offense, top 5 defense, that will be a real debate because you look at a non-conference schedule that had Montana State, Oklahoma State, and another Oregon State, another brutal team, ain't a hell of a lot there.
What do you think of the Heisman and the incredible move in the last 10 days on Love?
It's crazy. How about that? Like if Notre Dame could I don't want to say propaganda their way because Love has been fantastic, but you wind up in the playoff with winning a flimsy argument, and then Love winds up winning the Heisman. It's funny because I bet two guys before the year. I bet Carson Beck at 25-30-1, and I bet Jeremiah Love at 40-1. I thought the ticket was dead. I ultimately think there are three scenarios here, I think. If Indiana beats Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, I think Mendoza is going to win. If Ohio State beats Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, and it's kind of a lower scoring defensive type of game, and Love goes crazy against Stanford, I think Love's got a great chance to win. And then I think, obviously, if Sayin goes crazy and Smith and Tate are healthy and they win big, then I do think Sayin is the quarterback of the number one team will win. So it's down to those three, and I certainly won't be jumping in right now at any of these prices.
What is your best bet on the card as of right now for the week?
Tennessee team total over is what I'm going to be looking at. I need to look at the number. I don't know if it's posted yet. I'm in Connecticut. I got kind of sketchy book prices right here. I don't get everything posted right away for college. But I think the Vols I would expect maybe like 34.5, somewhere around there would probably be what I'm looking at, 35. And I would definitely go over that. This is a Vanderbilt defense that, again, isn't very good. Tennessee, the last 6 years against Vandy in this winning streak, they have an average in 42.5 points. It's a Vanderbilt defense, like I said, that's not very good. And Josh Heupel and the Vols, I think, have a little bit of an edge to them now, finally snapping that losing streak in Gainesville. I don't think they like all of the Diego Pavia and this Vanderbilt talk. And with an opportunity to keep Vandy from winning 10 games, I think at Neyland on Saturday, the Vols are going to put up a big number.
Well, that's very nice to hear. Paul Stone came on yesterday with us, and one of his best bets for the week was to give out that game over. 65.5, I think, was the number. Make sure that you listen, subscribe, download the Bear Bets podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Chris Faliki here joined us on the Progressive Guest Line. That was awesome, Bear, as always. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody as well. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Good job. Well done. Think you know sports, start getting paid for it. Better Picks, daily fantasy sports app where your knowledge turns into cash. Sign up today, get free money and no deposit needed. When you do deposit, 50% deposit match up to $200. Download it in the App or Google Play Store. Head to better.app. Promo code VSiN for your free money. Better.app.
I'm seeing 34.5 right now at FanDuel. Team total Tennessee, minus 112 to the over. Our best bets in pocket coming up next.